State worship has always claimed that government is responsible for good things, like keeping the water clean, keeping the food safe, security. Even in places where state law is very weak, they'll still insist that somehow government is responsible for whenever peace exists. They seem to believe that this assertion holds, even absent of any evidence. To them, government seems to be a sort of supernatural force, a force of nature, which permeates everything, even absent of any representatives of government. The idea that a monolithic and monopolistic entity isn't responsible for whatever degree of peace exists is absolutely inconceivable to them. Even in places where the police are afraid to go, such as some parts of Detroit, they will still claim that the framework of government law is responsible. There's nothing supernatural about government. Government is merely human actors performing human actions. It's kind of a cruel trick of the human brain that when you put an abstraction on something like government or law, people think it elevates it beyond the level of human interaction. But I live in a place where if people see a police officer on their side of the road and they see a drug dealer on the other side of the road, they will deliberately cross the street to walk past the drug dealer rather than the police officer. Yet in all the time I've lived here, I've never seen any violence, I've never seen a fight. What I see much more commonly is police officers trying to extort people. I mean, incidents happen sometimes, but what happens most of the time is that people get along peaceably. They respect each other, they trade, they cooperate. Yet if you're a statist, if you worship the state, you might well believe that the government is somehow responsible for the level of peace that exists here, even though most people do everything they can to avoid the government. Do you believe that government is responsible for the peace here? What evidence do you have for that hypothesis? You know, a hypothesis without any evidence can be called a really bad or really ineffective hypothesis. Or more commonly, it would be called a fantasy. Press like, press subscribe. My name's Kurt Robinson. Check out our other channel, The Paradise Paradox, and have a good one.